Moving on to the other big story we are tracking, Income Tax Department has served a fresh notice of over 1,700 crore rupees to the Congress for discrepancies in tax returns for previous years. This is in addition to the already pending dues, now making the tally well over 1,800 crores for the Congress party. The tax penalties along with interest relate to discrepancies in tax returns for years 2017, 2018 to 2020, 2021. This comes a day after Delhi High Court had rejected petitions moved by the Congress party challenging the Income Tax Department order on reassessment. Stung by this notice and authorities attaching crores of rupees last month, the Congress has alleged that Modi government is not only just freezing their bank accounts, a charge that has been denied, but also freezing democracy, and that too in an election season to corner the opposition. Now, hours after the Delhi High Court rejected its pleas against the tax reassessment proceedings by the IT department, the Congress was left stunned by this recovery notice. Let me break down exactly what are the years in question and what are the demands that are being made. So remember, some of these cases date back to 1993-94 and a demand of about 53 or 54 crore rupees has been made in that case. And then there's a whole period between 2016 to 2020 that has been reopened. There are also other cases that are running from 17 to 21. And in all of those cases, there are massive recoveries that have been asked for, demanded for. And one of them is, all of this is totaling to 1823 crores. Now that for any political party is going to be a very, very massive number. No wonder the Congress is of course alleging that there is more than meets the eye as far as this case is concerned. But can the Congress party outrightly blame the centre or political vigilante for their troubles? The party, remember, has not managed to secure any relief in the tax case on multiple occasions. Let me just trace some of the legal history. This is not actually dating back all the way, but some of it. August 6, 2021, the Congress moved CITA seeking stay on recovery of 94 crore rupees. In October 2021, the plea seeking this stay was dismissed and the Congress was asked to deposit 20% of the recovery amount. By January 2023, which is last year, ITAT asked Congress to deposit the total outstanding tax liability. In March 2023, the CITA dismissed the appeal filed by the Congress party yet again. By February this year, which is when the matter came to public light again by the Congress party, February 13, 2024, the CITA attached 65 crore rupees from the Congress's account pending appeal, which is when they raised this hue and cry. By March 8, Income Tax Appellate Tribunal had dismissed their plea seeking a stay. In March, the plea against the reassessment of 2014-15 and 2016-17 were also rejected. And just yesterday, the High Court has rejected Congress's plea against this tax reassessment. And hours after that, this fresh notice was filed to them. Now, of course, the Congress has not just alleged that this is a way to somehow curtail their campaigning, take away all of their funds so that they cannot put up a fight in the upcoming general elections. They have also said that the tax authorities have actually not acted on the violations from the BJP. So is their witch hunt claim valid or not? We'll take that forward with our guests.
हमें रिलीफ कोर्ट से मिलेगा ही मिलेगा, रोक नहीं सकते हैं और हम इसके बाद में सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाएंगे क्योंकि कानून हमारे साथ है। हमें हर हालत में रिलीफ मिलेगा।
If Congress party has complied with all the regulations, all the acts, nobody will dare to question them.
I want to go across to our guest joining us, Gopal Agarwal, National Spokesperson of the BJP with us. I'm also joined by Sharad Kohli, who is an economist, and Meeta Chakrabarty, spokesperson of the Congress party, will be with us as well. I want to first begin by asking Gopalji about the violations that the Congress party has cited of the BJP allegedly that have gone unnoticed. They have cited, for example, from 2017-18, there are donations to the tune of 42 crores which have no addresses. In the year 21-22 and 22-23, there are donations to the tune of 2.5 crores with no name, 1 crore with no addresses, etc. Why is there no action on the BJP? And they feel if you were to be assessed rightly, that recovery should also go into 3,000, 4,000 crore rupees. But no action is being taken against BJP, only against the principal Congress, opposition party like the Congress. Your response to that?
Shivani ji, I am a chartered accountant also, and I know income tax by heart. And I would tell you very clearly, Sharad Kohli ji is also chartered accountant. He may add on anything. The thing is, why there is a demand on Congress? That basic understanding has to be come through to all your viewers. One thing is, the election commission says that the exemption to the political party is based on certain conditions, that they cannot receive cash donations above 2,000 rupees. And the issue with Congress is that the 14.4 lakh amount that they have received, on which basis the notice, their exemption has been withdrawn, is because they have taken it in cash more than 2,000 rupees for individual. As far as BJP is concerned, there is no cash donations. BJP has given all the information and relevant information to the income tax department about that. There can be a gap. And the second thing is that it is because that they have taken donations about 2,000 in cash. Therefore, 13(1) of the income tax says that their exemption, if you violate the basic condition given by the election commission, you lose your exemption, income tax exemption. And therefore, because of this receiving of cash about 2,000, they have lost the basic exemption allowed to the political parties about their income. And therefore, their all income has become taxable. But then the second is all other points are also relevant. When income tax authorities gave notice to them about this violation and their exemption under 13A getting cancelled, they did not respond. Income tax department gave several. I am telling you what is there in the public domain, and I am also telling what Ajay Makan has clearly and intelligently tried to hide from the public. The income tax department had given them several notices to comply and give the information why this violation should not lead to their cancellation of exemption under income tax as a political party.
One second, can I go one by one? Can I go one by one?
Listen, no. Let me finish. Then you can only small 2 points. Then they again, when the notices came to the Congress party, several notices, they did not respond. And then when the finally this assessment was finally put on place to the Congress party, they went into the appeal. The appeal also was rejected because they did not comply to the notices.
I get that. We're running that history. Let me take that to Meeta Chakrabarti. The courts have also remarked that why are you coming to us now when it was your own lackadaisical attitude? You didn't respond to the IT notices in the past. Maybe you thought you could get away with it. Now it's coming back to haunt you. And if it has increased by
the basic law of not.
One second, let us respond. And if by now the recovery has gone into other years as well, even the reopening of the assessment for years 17 to 21, yeah, one second, that challenge has not been met or been accepted by courts, then why are you playing the political victim card here, Meeta Chakrabarti? Is it not Congress's own doing if you couldn't handle your tax matters? What does this have to do with democracy?
Good evening to all your viewers and good evening to my fellow co-panelists as well. First of all, the fact that income tax, ED and CBI are used by BJP to run the country to run an extortion racket, to run to get money in through electoral bonds is known to all by now. 95% of cases of CBI, ED, income tax are directed against the opposition leaders. The conviction rate of CBI and ED is dismally low, which means that it is created to harass people, to create a media perception, but actual conviction does not follow through.
Ma'am, can we talk about this case? Let's talk about the
Yes,
IT
we
case
are
particularly,
talking
because
about this
IT and
case.
CBI, ED are very different bodies and the nature of the crimes
Of course.
or offences are very different. So let's talk about the income tax issue.
So the three departments are being tried, and it's a given fact that when we look at the electoral bond data, we see that there are four kinds of scams that has been going on: prepaid bribery, postpaid bribery, and post-raid bribery or extortion, or fuzzy or shell companies, through which BJP has been making money through corruption. I will just like to point out, and this is very relevant to the income tax department, that what we call as hafta vasuli or extortion, there are about 41 corporate groups which faced a total of 56 ED, CBI or income tax
Ma'am, you're
raids.
still
And
talking about
income
CBI,
tax
ED and
has
electoral bonds.
paid
No, I'm sorry. I don't understand the
2,592
connection
crores
of
to
how
BJP.
any of that gives Congress party
Coming
a
back to
pass
Congress.
on tax.
Coming back
Yes.
to Congress.
Yes.
Coming back to Congress. We have been filing our tax returns at the right time. If there had been any late filing, first of all, the penalty that has been rolled out is disproportionate. Secondly, it is obviously the judiciary has to take the final call. We have approached the court. We are seeking a relief. But the fact is that 2 months before the general election, the highest election in the so-called largest democracy of the world, the largest opposition, the principal opposition party, has been put in a position where they are unable to access their own funds.
Yes,
We have
but whose
about
fault is that?
25 crores in
No,
our
one
bank.
second, one second.
Money
You're on the
that has been
disproportionate.
raised by
One by one,
opposition
please.
leaders.
One by one.
Congress is
On
doing.
the
One by one.
disproportionate charge, I will go across to our tax expert and
we are
economist.
unable to access it. Even if we are given some relief by the court in the next few months, we would have lost the opportunity because just 1 month, a
But
few
High
weeks before
Court
the
has
election,
rejected.
we are
IT,
unable to access our funds,
appeal,
which
your
are required to
IT
run
appeal
a
has been
proper
rejected.
campaign.
How can
Is
you
BJP
say
so scared
you went
of
to
the
the
principal
court, you
opposition
went to
party and of the
ITAT,
India
you went
Alliance
to High
that they
Court.
have to go
All
to this
they have
level, they have
rejected
to stoop down
because
to this
you have
level to
violated the
harass
basic
and target the
principle
opposition
on the
leaders?
basis of which
It's clear like
this
day
has
and
been
night.
put on you.
All these three departments, and mark my words, it's just not income tax, but ED, CBI, and income tax are being used by BJP as their frontal cells to target opposition and
This
to
is
kill
just a
democracy
false.
in the
This is a
so-called largest
white
democracy
goose
of the
chase.
world.
This is white goose chase that the Congress want to enter into. It's a clear-cut income tax rule which
We
is
are getting
applicable
notices
here.
from
If you
1994 when
violate the
Sitaram
election
Kesari was the
commission's,
treasurer.
The 94
condition
case
of
has been
Next
going
we
on
will
for
know,
some
we will
time
get
as
into
well.
this
No,
from
one
Mahatma
second.
Gandhi's time.
It's important to put it into context. Some of these cases, like the 93-94 case that you're talking about, has been going on for quite some time. It's been litigated upon, so it's not suddenly
No, but
come up.
this
Some of the
recovery is
reassessment
on the
has
basis of
started.
bank accounts
1.5
got
lakh.
Okay, can you please
frozen.
lower their
What the
faders?
we
Some
were
of the
not even
reassessment has started for years 2017, 21 now. The Delhi High Court rejected the Congress's plea, and I'm coming to that reassessment which has been opened now, that they observed the IT department had submitted substantial and concrete evidence that warranted further scrutiny and examination. Now, the court is saying the IT department is correct in doing so because the IT department alleged they found some serious lapses and some concrete evidences of some ghapla going on. So, I want to go across to the economist on the panel, Mr. Sharad as well. The charge that the Congress makes though is that on a original sum of 14 lakh rupees, today they are ending up paying 135 crore rupees. That it is disproportionate. How would you assess that?
I think, Shivani, if you tend to hide the law, if you don't want to interpret the law, I mean, nobody has got a solution to that. Let me just be very clearly, I think the CNN News 18 viewers will understand what is Section 13A. Now, I won't go too technical to make it boring for the viewers. Section 13A simply says, Shivani, that if you fulfill 6 conditions, a political party will get exemption for all the contributions from if it's coming from house property, you're getting it from income from other sources, if there's a capital gain or there is a political contribution, you will get exempt. But 6 conditions have to be fulfilled. Please allow me to list out those 6 conditions, because in this menu of 6 conditions, the entire 4-5 years which have been assessed, they lie there. The first condition is you should file your income tax return on time. Now, for the year 17-18, Congress did not file. The last date was 31st October 2018. They did not file on time. They were sent a notice, okay, we allow you, please file by 31st December. They didn't do that. They filed in February. So that gives Income Tax Department a right to disallow the exemption which you enjoy, which a political party enjoys for that matter. Second is you have to maintain your books of account. Third is you have to get an audit done by a chartered accountant. Fourth is you cannot receive cash in excess of rupees 2,000. Fifth is maintain records of all donations coming over rupees 20,000. And last is that give record to the Election Commission of all the 20,000 rupees exceeding donations which you've received. Now, if you violate any one of the 6 conditions, you have to be held guilty. So there is no question of, a law.
What about the disproportionality? That the amount of sum being taken from their accounts today is just too large.
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that, Shivani. Now, if only 14 lakh rupees of violation of cash was there, the second violation was they did not file the return on time as well. And Income Tax Department had got a right. It's very clearly mentioned in Section 13 that the exemption would be withdrawn. Exemption would be withdrawn. So it is simple withdrawal of the exemption because they did not fulfill the conditions.
Okay, one by one.
Income is taxable.
One by one. Yes, Gopalji, I'll give you 30 seconds, but please one by one.
If you violate any of the conditions, 6 conditions which Sharadji mentioned, the exemption to the political parties go away.
Yes,
therefore,
everything comes under the tax ambit. I get that.
Not only 14.5 lakh.
I get that, but I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate here. If the political party here is being deliberately trampled upon. Meetaji, I'm coming back to you. I'll give you a minute. Now, the tax authority has also claimed, and which is why some reassessment has been opened on you, that they did searches on entities, including a few allegedly linked to Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar and a company in Surat. Cash transactions involving Congress were revealed. The IT department has cited this as a violation to enable tax exemptions available to political parties, which is why certain years have come back to haunt you. Now, where is the witch hunt here? Just because it happened to happen in election time and you are also waking up now, does not mean that there was not a history to all of this.
Okay, I hope I'll be given some uninterrupted
Yes,
time
1 minute to you. Yes.
Yeah. So, firstly, we were not even intimidated and we came to know from outside that our checks are not being honored. So when the bank accounts, yes, there were notices before, but when the bank accounts got frozen and we were unable to access our funds, there was no notification sent, no intimate. We came to know from external sources that our checks are not getting honored. Secondly, when you're talking about violation of Article 13A, it is evident that now a 14 lakh penalty has become 135 crore. Go to any common guy on the road and ask him that is this not disproportionate? Go to any common man on the road and find out if the accounts are being frozen 1 month before the election of the principal of the largest opposition party. Is it really a celebration of democracy?
Okay, I've run out of time. But on the disproportionality question, it is not about what the common person who doesn't understand IT laws, I'm sorry, but that's not how it is going to be. That's a political argument. Tax experts agree that the tax department have not done anything wrong. I just want to bring back Sharad 1 second for 15 seconds. On the freezing of account, the government has said that they've not frozen any accounts. This is a procedure that they have followed as goes when they make recoveries very quickly. Is it legal to even hold on to certain amount in your accounts because Congress claims this is wrong?
Yes, because this is recovered as land revenue. Income Tax Department has got a right to first freeze your account, then take out the amount, and then the account is free to be used. And my learned Congress spokesperson said that we came to know from outside. Well, obviously the bankers informed the Congress party that your account has been frozen. Income tax, there is nothing in violation of law as
Okay.
far as taking out the money by the income tax department is concerned, Shivani.
Okay, so I have to leave it at that. Then it becomes more a political slugfest because legally it seems the courts are not really siding with what the Congress party is saying so far. But I do thank all of our guests for joining us, and of course we will follow this story very, very closely.